right, welcome, bettors. JoeDaFan here with Shane O'Mac. The wise man's having some technical difficulties, so hopefully he'll hop on soon and get his best bets in the Big Ten. But let's go with Shane O'Mac, who is live in Green Bay. I'm a little jealous, Shane. I'll be honest with you.
Green Bay, man, it's been a blast up here. We came out here for the Thursday night football game. Packers were playing Washington. It's been a great time up here. The people of Green Bay are so friendly, so friendly. Friendliest fan base I've ever been around. Everybody's been nice and welcoming and friendly. And it's been awesome up here. I recommend coming up here for anybody who's a big football fan. It's like a must see, I think, for everybody.
There's our guy, the wise man who just joined us. Wise man, how you doing, my friend?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good. We'll get over our picks, but we're just talking with Shane O'Mac. So, Shane, real quick, how was your friend JP Finley?
JP, man, he's the man. He's great meeting him. He did a live shot right outside of the Lambeau Field, right next to the Vince Lombardi statue out there. He was doing a spot for NBC4 Washington.
Right.
We got to hop on there and ask him a betting question. His advice did not go well because the Packers defense shut down the Commanders pretty much. But
right.
Hey, unpredictable sometimes, and Skins did not look good on that last night.
Yeah, we'll get to that video a little bit later for that one. But let's bring in the wise man.
I kind of wanted to talk some Commanders with you.
Okay.
Lagoon. I mean, I know you guys are. I mean, it didn't look good, but my lines didn't look good either.
Yeah, it's bad. It
is
bad. I mean, I don't know who's calling the plays. There's no discipline on that team. I mean, holy cow, I don't get it.
That's why we're talking college football.
Yeah, exactly. Wise man, how you doing? I know you had some technical difficulties. Now you're back.
I am back.
You're back.
Yeah, life gets in the way sometimes.
I hear you. You went 1-1 last week because you went with your Sparty heart.
Now, in my defense, I said fade my all Sparty picks throughout the year. So that being said, Sparty was covering with 4 minutes to go. I mean, the game was electric. I was right on that point.
Yeah.
It was double overtime game. I was in a precarious predicament in overtime, rooting for them to actually lose the coin toss so they could score first, thus cover the 3.5. So high adrenaline. It was fun. Sorry, but I warned you to fade me.
That's okay. It's 1-1. I go 1-0-1, and then Shayna, of course, 1-3. A couple bad beats.
Bad beats. Oh my God, some bad beats.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great week overall, though.
It was
At one
a great
point,
week.
you're like undefeated, or we were covering in all our games and everything, and then started to go sideways with some bad beats.
Yeah, that's the same thing we can say about the NFL with Buffalo and Chicago, but that's another story. Let's talk, of course, let's start with week 3 of college football, gentlemen, and I will go first because in the Big 12, I have my game tonight at 9 o'clock, which is between the Kansas State taking on Arizona. So let's dive into that one. So it is, of course, a fascinating matchup where Kansas State has some more talent on their side of the ball. They have been preseason, they've been projected to be probably a very good top contender in the Big 12. However, when they came and took on my overall pick, which was against Chano, we talked about this at 9-1, which is looking pretty good. And Iowa State taking the Big 12 when they took on Kansas State in Dublin. And then they lost to Army. That's a shocker from last week. And then they barely squeaked by to North Dakota. Not looking good. Now, Arizona comes in here. They are 2-0, but who do they play? They played, of course, Hawaii. No, excuse me. They played Hawaii and they played Weber State. Again, I'm not understanding what kind of schedule that is, and they're not even showing up. So the line favors, of course, Kansas State here, and the momentum on the home field advantage here favors heavily towards Arizona. That being said, the key is to be whether if Arizona's defense actually is going to show up, because they've given up a lot of points to Hawaii and, of course, to Weber State. They've blown out, Weber State, and I take that back. They've blown out Weber State. They've blown out Hawaii. So do they actually continue to show up now because they're not really a great offensive team? They're taking on a better offensive team here in Kansas State. With the new look offense that they have with Noah Fafita, as I like to call him, that's his name, seems to be finding his groove, but it's hard to trust Kansas State in this point. So because of the disappointing start of the season. That being said, I'm going to go under 54.5 at minus 110, courtesy of our friends at Bet365. So that's going to be my first pick. That's going to be the Kansas State-Arizona game that's happening on Fox in about 20 minutes from here, guys. So under 54.5. The best book that you can get it is at Bet365 at minus 110. So let's go with you, Shano, with your next match here and your first pick. And you're going, what, ACC?
Yeah, I'll start with the ACC.
Here we go.
Big game tomorrow. Two ranked teams. Two teams in the top 20. We got South Florida at Miami. So South Florida is number 18 in the country right now. Miami's ranked number 5 in the country. So it's a big matchup here. I think it should be a great game. Right now, Miami is favored by 17.5 points. I think that point spread is way too big. Way too big. South Florida just beat Florida last week. And I think that's way too big of a point spread for a team that just beat Florida. I think this game will be much closer. I'm taking South Florida plus the 17.5 points.
South Florida plus 17.5 points. All right. Let's go with the wise man here in his first Big Ten. Now, again, he went 1-1, but no Sparty this week.
No Sparty this week.
They are on a
Can't
bye.
go Sparty. I thought about, if you can't bet Sparty covers, I thought about it's always good to fade Wolverines. But I'm gonna throw a little pickle at you.
Okay.
Some interesting things happened. We were talking about it last week, Shane. A lot of big numbers last week in the Big Ten. But listen to these covers that these are all covers of 28, 29, 29, 30, 31, 34, 35, 43, and a 54-point cover last week. So there were covers all over the board. A lot of big numbers. But this week, for my first pick, I'm going to go to West Lafayette, where you got the Trojans taking on the Boilermakers. The number opened over 21. It's come down to 20.5. So given we're under the key number of 21, let's go with the Trojans here. They're 2-0. Both their games they covered. Not a tough schedule. Played Montana State. Scored 73 against Montana State. Scored 59 against Georgia Southern. Not two powerhouses, but that puts them first in the country in points scored. And first in the country in yards per play. They've racked up over 1,300 yards of overall offense. So the offense is humming for USC. They're third in passing, 10th in rushing in the country. So it's a balanced attack. They're a high-octane offense led by QB Jaden Maev. No turnovers, yet he's completing 75% of his passes. So the question mark is going to be USC's defense. And I think Purdue can have some success under first-year coach Barry Odom. He's 2-0. First time the Boilermakers have started 2-0 with a new coach in over 100 years. There's a little tidbit for you. They got a decent running game. But listen, I think they're going to end up getting behind the sticks a little bit if they have to keep up with the high-octane offense of USC. They're going to have to abandon the run game, resort to the passing game. I don't think they can keep up. So give me USC minus 20.5 at West Lafayette.
Minus 20.5 there at minus 110. The best number you can get that is at Bet365. Great breakdown there, wise man. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Purdue. Dated a girl a long time ago that's from Purdue that went to Purdue, so I'm kind of anti Purdue on that.
Understandable.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully they don't win another game. Okay, that being said, let's go back to you, Shano. Let's go an SEC pick, please.
All right, SEC here. I'm going to go the Georgia-Tennessee game. Georgia's playing at Tennessee. Some stats about this game and about Georgia and Tennessee in general. Georgia has covered the spread in every matchup against Tennessee in the Kirby Smart era, and doing so by an average of 8.6 points. So they've beaten the spread by 8.6 points on average in all their matchups since Kirby Smart has been the head coach there. Also, to go along with that, the Bulldogs defense has held the Volunteers below their team total in every matchup in the Kirby Smart era. That being said, Georgia's defense is stacked. This is their best defense in years. I'm super high on Georgia this year. I told you that's my pick to win the SEC when we did our SEC video.
Yep.
We have them on a parlay to win the SEC. I think Georgia rolls. They're at -4.5, I believe.
Now, we can get at -4 at Caesars.
-4 at Caesars. All right, I love that. I'm taking Georgia minus the points. The only thing to be a little wary of is Georgia really hasn't played anybody yet. They played Marshall and they played Austin Peay, and they beat both them handily. But Tennessee hasn't played anybody either. They played Syracuse and they played Eastern Tennessee State.
Right.
So that doesn't scare me either. It's not like either one is like come in truly battle tested, right. You know. But give me the Bulldogs minus the points. I think they keep the Bulls in check, and I think they cover the spread.
The question is, do they bring Uga along? You know, Uga has to have its little special like refrigerator that goes with him. You know, and which is, you know.
I love that dog. I
love that dog. I don't like that smoky guy, whatever that smoker.
As you know, in Tennessee, they have the Purina dog food. They do.
They do. They got the checkerboard end zone logo there, or end zone design there. Yeah, I don't know what they do over there in Tennessee. They have some good food though, nice barbecue. But other than that, I'm up, I guess. Let's go with my final pick in the Big 12. Again, we're about 13 minutes away from my first pick, which was Kansas State, Arizona, and we're going to take under 54.5 at -110, courtesy of our friends over at 365, Bet 365. This one is at BetMGM at -110. Let me tell you my pick of this game. Iowa State, I'm sticking with the hot hand. Iowa State taking on, they're traveling, makes no sense to me, they're traveling to Arkansas State. Obviously, they're talented and they have a strong start. They're 3-0. You know, they've beaten Kansas State. I already mentioned that. They went the distance with Iowa, which I predicted that last week. So that was my only winner there, which I had also another bad beat on my end. But moving forward, excuse me, I had a push. That was a push. That one was a push, and then I had the Kansas game. So I stand corrected there. So Iowa State should be too much to prove against an Arkansas State. So obviously, they're the heavy favorites for a reason, and so I was looking for, obviously, a lower number, but their defense is outstanding. You know, they are well-positioned to secure a comfortable victory here, so on the road. So that being said, I'm going to go with Iowa State, and they've had some key before I get to that, they've had some key victories over Kansas State. Again, we didn't know what was going to happen before, and they blew out South Dakota. It wasn't even close. And then, of course, they went the distance last week with Iowa, but they won in OT. So we shall see what Iowa State does. And we talked about their record in another video where they can technically go 8-0, leading along down the road in the Big 12. So I'm going to go with Iowa State minus 21 points. So take the points here, minus 21 at -110, courtesy of our friends at BetMGM.
Yeah, and that Iowa State game, that game's always close. It's a rival game.
Yeah.
So I know they only beat Iowa by 3 points, right?
Yeah.
But but that's like kind of like, that's two big rival in-state schools. So that game's always close.
Yeah. And that was something last week, Shano, where you got killed on the kicker there. Again, that Elaine Dennis. We talked about that. It happened. He's got the thumbs going there. The WiseMan's got the thumbs going, which tells me that you are up, my friend, with your last pick in the Big Ten.
I am up. Okay, so for my second and final pick, I think I'm going to go out to Berkeley. We got a night game, Minnesota at Cal. This number is, I believe, at -2.5 for Minnesota. That's what you got there.
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
Yep, very good. And listen, it's always tough for me to pull for the Gophers. Main reason why, PJ Fleck. Have you ever met anyone over the age of 12 with the name PJ? Have you? Anyone over the age of 12 with the name of PJ?
Actually, yeah, exactly.
Have you any famous people over the age of 12 named PJ?
No.
Any foreign dignitaries, presidents named PJ?
No, I think there was a basketball player. Wasn't there a basketball player?
The only one I can find, PJ Carlissimo. Only
okay.
person I can find over the age of 12 with the name PJ. Most people, when you become 12, you go to Patrick, Paul, Philip, but you never stick with PJ over the age of 12, other than our boy Fleck.
There was a quarterback for the XFL. He was good. PJ Walker. I think he signed on the NFL somewhere. He was the
there you go.
XFL. He's a backup in the NFL now.
So listen, it's tough for me to go with the Gophers, but hey, give me some Gophers at -2.5. Both these teams, Cal and Minnesota, are 2-0, 2-0 against the spread. Minnesota beat a tough Buffalo team, which I'm high on this year. They also covered that 42-point spread against Northwestern State. That was at a 66-0 romp of Northwestern State. Starting a redshirt freshman QB, Drake Lindsey, but he's been serviceable, 290 yards in week 1. Minnesota's going to rely on the run game. Darius Taylor, last year he had over 1,300 yards. He's had two good weeks to start the season. Now, Cal has a good defense, ranked 15th against the run. And that's where I think, if you're going with the Bears, that they're going to have to stop the run. But they beat a bad Oregon State team who's since then lost to Fresno.
Right.
And they beat a bad FCS Texas Southern team. So in those games, they've had a lot of penalties, a couple turnovers. So they're also starting a true freshman. He's at a pretty electric start, but this is a step up going up against the Gophers. The Gophers defense ranks first in first downs allowed, first in passing yards allowed, third in rushing yards allowed. So tough defense for the Gophers. It's going to be a rock fight. It's going to be a defensive battle. But give me Philip John Fleck, -2.5 Gophers.
You can get that in most of the books, 2.5 at -110. But if you go to BetMGM, guys, you can get that token, that 20% odds boost token. So now it goes to +109. So I'm going to do a little pizza on that. Let's do, I think, the highest you can bet is $20. So better than nothing. So let's try it. Let's do it. Done. All right. So that's, of course, his picks. We'll do the recap in just a moment. But first, let's go to Shane O'Mac with ACC pick number 2.
ACC, I'm looking at Clemson at Georgia Tech. Speaking of big spreads, you were talking about earlier, WiseMan, the big spreads. And I told you there was a lot of big spreads in the ACC and SEC as well. Clemson had a big spread against Troy last week. They were favored by 29.5 against Troy. They did not cover that at all. They struggled with Troy. Troy was leading that game at halftime. And then finally, Clemson pulled through and got a touchdown at the end to win the game and lock it up for the Tigers. Clemson is struggling right now. They lost against LSU week 1. They barely beat Troy at home in Clemson. Barely beat Troy. They are 43rd in the NCAA in stopping the run. And then that's not good when you're going against Georgia Tech, who does nothing but run the ball, right? Georgia Tech is averaging 272 yards a game rushing the ball. I am picking the upset here. I'm taking Georgia Tech Bulldogs over Clemson Tigers. Give me the upset. Georgia Tech money line.
Georgia Tech money line. There we go. There we go. And this is a game. That's why I was going to ask you, Shano, and of course, bring the wise man in here. Is this a Debo? Maybe it's you're on the hot seat if he doesn't win here.
I think he's on the hot seat for sure. I mean, Clemson. When he first got there, they were a powerhouse, right? And then they've been not the same Clemson the last couple of years, and they were very hyped going into the season, and they have not produced at all. They have not looked good. LSU shut them down. I think they only scored 10 points against LSU. And then last week, like I said, they were struggling against Troy. And right. I mean, nothing against Troy, but I mean, that's not like you're playing a football powerhouse there, right? So, yeah, I think he's definitely could probably be in the hot seat.
What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts?
He's already on the hot seat. And I think he remains on the hot seat whether he wins this game or not. And he said that, I think, in some conferences. He knows they're not playing up to their potential.
Sure.
And I think he said he's on the hot seat as much. So I like that pick. Shana.
Let's go with a little pizza there. 126 at Caesars, but you again trying to promote that BetMGM there. You get that 20%. It goes up to plus 138. We'll do a little pizza on that as well. All right, we're gonna go with that. And then finally, your final pick there for SEC there, Shano.
SEC, we got Florida at LSU tomorrow night. I think it's like an 8:00 game Eastern time.
Yep.
Tomorrow it's at LSU. This right here, these two teams are both have very good defenses. Very good, very good defensive teams. Florida just lost to South Florida last week, but they only gave up 18 points, and they only gave up 1 touchdown. It was all field goals after that.
Right.
And then they shut out week 1. They played Long Island University. I get it's Long Island University. Once again, not like a football powerhouse, but they shut them out. So they've only given up 18 total points in the first 2 weeks. LSU has only given up 17 total points in the first 2 weeks. Right? They gave up 10 against Clemson, and they gave up 7 last week against Louisiana Tech. The over-under at this game is 47.5. That seems really high to me. Give me the under.
Under 47.5 on the LSU Florida game. This was a game that had the spitter in it in college football.
Yeah. So. Very true. That Florida player, I can't remember his name. We talked about that in our spitting video.
Yeah, in our spitting video. Yeah, I don't know about
both of these defenses are really, really, really good. And I don't think I've seen enough from either offense to scare me to put up 47 points between two of them.
So the game, of course, is at 7:30, and the under is at minus 105, 47.5 again at BetMGM. So let's recap, of course, what we have. We're a few minutes away from my picks, so I'll go first here so we can get the bets in. I have 2 picks in the Big 12. That's what I'm covering there. It's Kansas State and Arizona. The kickoff is at 9:00. I've got the under 54.5 at minus 110, courtesy of Bet365. And, of course, the Iowa State, Arkansas State at Iowa State minus 21 at minus 110 at BetMGM. All right, so we'll go down the line. WiseMan, your 2 picks were, as a recap?
Yep, WiseMan's got, I'm going with the Trojans minus 20.5 covering versus the Purdue Boilermakers in West Lafayette for my first pick. And for my second pick, I'm going to go with Philip John and the Golden Gophers minus 2.5 versus who do we got? Lost train of thought. Cal. Sorry, minus 2.5. Cal in Berkeley Saturday night.
Cal's terrible. Terrible.
So terrible, I almost forgot.
Was that even an accredited school? That's what I want to know. Yeah. Shano, your picks here for SEC and ACC, please.
All right, ACC, South Florida at Miami. I'm taking South Florida plus 17.5. South Florida plus 17.5. My other ACC pick is I'm taking Georgia Tech to upset Clemson. Give me the Yellow Jackets to upset the Tigers. That's ACC picks. SEC, we got Georgia versus Tennessee. I'm taking Georgia minus the points. We just said you found the best line at -4.
Yep.
So let's give me Georgia -4. And then we have Florida at LSU, and I'm taking the under. The under is at 47.5. Give me the under at Florida LSU.
So those are our pick bettors. Again, check us out. We are now over, can you believe it, Shano? We're over 1,700 subscribers. And it seems like we all owe to the WiseMan right in front that we can see right there in the middle. He brought the Sparty Nation to
Sparty Nation rolls hard.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Hard. Yeah.
They do. Any quick update on well, you had a nice bet, if you're at liberty to say. You had some baseball there.
Yeah, I went to the Tigers were in town. I'm in New York, so the Tigers are playing the Yanks. So I put a little plus 1,300 7-legger with the Tigers just beating the Yankees, money line, Flaherty over 5.5 strikeouts, Torkelson getting a hit, Riley Green getting a hit. So it came down to the 7th inning. I needed a run to hit the over, Tigers run to hit the over, and a Riley Green hit, and he just crushed it out of the park. Long gone. So hit the 1,300 parlay. My son got a baseball at the game. Life was good.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge.
That is huge. Speaking of
Snaps all
huge,
around.
was that the game with the president being there? Or that was yesterday?
No.
That was last night.
Yeah, that was last night. I was there Wednesday night.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So, great.
I wonder how that, that had to have been security like crazy there at
Yeah.
Yankee Stadium. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I went Wednesday night. Didn't want to deal with the crowds.
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, great game. Tigers, look out for my Tigers. I also have a ticket for a Rory McIlroy winning the Masters.
Right.
Check. And Detroit Tigers winning the World Series. Put that in. So that one's still live. Let's go Tigers.
So what's the
odds on that?
Yeah, what are the odds on that?
Let me make sure my wife's not around. $20 to win 4,000.
Woo!
Yeah,
Well, you already won. You already won 900 from that 1,300, correct?
I did. So yeah, I put that ticket, the Rory and Tigers to win the World Series right before the season started. So yeah, we're still live on that.
Shano, did he notice that he said, "Hey, is the wife around?" And I do the same thing. Hey,
Yeah,
He's asking that money somewhere. He doesn't want to know about it.
All right, so before we sign off here, gentlemen, Shano, you're traveling back from Green Bay since producer Mark sent you to Green Bay without me. I don't understand this guy, but whatever. Anyway, so you're traveling back later.
Yeah, we fly out tomorrow. Tomorrow morning around 11 o'clock, we fly out, and then we'll be landing back in DC somewhere around 4 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow.
All right, and
So it's been a great trip. Like I said, anybody who hasn't been to Green Bay, I highly recommend it. Go to Lambeau Field; it's awesome.
wow,
yeah,
nice.
yeah, and then we'll record, of course, our NFL live show tomorrow. Shano,
Packers look strong. Packers
do
look strong.
Yeah, they do.
They look strong. They look strong. Don't forget to hit Culver's.
Oh, Culver's great.
Culver's is amazing.
I've never been. We're gonna try it out tonight, maybe.
Do not order like broccoli on the side. It's going to stink up the whole place. Don't do that. Jeez.
They call them. I think they're called butter burgers or something at Culver's. That's what they call them.
Yeah. They take a lot of pride in their food, and so there's no pork.
We went to a local place down here that had butter burgers, and oh my god, they were delicious. They were so good. Not Culver's, it was just like a restaurant down here in Green Bay.
Yeah,
and it was delicious.
What's the shake situation at Culver's? Decent shakes? I think so.
For me, I've been once, but this is going to be Shano's first time.
Oh wow,
yeah,
okay.
I've never been.
Yeah,
Very good.
But nothing beats Portello's.
No, that's the best.
The Portello's chocolate cake shake. Call it a night. You're done.
Wow, very nice.
Now, like 2,500 calories, but I mean, hey, I'm just saying. I don't know if I can pull that one anymore. I don't know about that, my friend. All right, so that's a wrap here for us here. Again, bettors, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. We truly appreciate it. We'll be back here next week. We'll release, of course, our best bets for you later on in a short video. But again, we hit over 1,700 subscribers. I want to thank TheWiseMan, of course, and Shane O'Mac. I hope you have a safe trip, my friend. And we will catch you, of course, next time. Good luck to your bets. Good luck to everyone. And again, winning is easy with Just Win Bets, baby. We'll see you next time.